Good morning, everybody. It smells like pine trees. I don't know why. I'm gonna jump on the 350 here first thing this morning and walk it all the way across the pond dam over there where the 220 is. I can use this to kind of start laying some of that mud back that I dig out with the 220. And the goal is to get that cove over there dredged out today. Everything laid over to the bank and transferred up there to where the excavator's sitting so it can dry out. Well, made my way over here with the 350. Looks like this stuff's dried out a little bit last night. Let's scoop some of this mess up and stack it up. This stuff right here is going to be a little bit nastier. It's got a lot of that brushy mess in it. But that should rot down pretty quickly. Kind of use it and kind of build like a little bit of a cofferdam almost to hold that mud back. This stuff's pretty sandy, so it's going to dry out relatively quickly, I think. But it was pretty liquidy. .220 is great for getting down in there, but man, does this thing move material a lot faster. But what I don't want to do is find out how bad this thing sinks in the mud, because I bet it would sink like a brick. Because this machine has the exact same width pads as the 220, but weighs almost double. Scraping this up, then get on the 220 and go down in there, start laying some more material back. I don't know if I want to try to transfer that pile first thing or head on down in there and pull that bottom, I don't know, slick all that stuff up. Guess I'll just wait till I get over there and kind of see what the ground's going to be best to do. this cleaned up. That's why I brought it. Get the big work done. I might just have to walk this mud up here and lay it farther up the hill to keep it sliding down. It's a little bit more work, but at least when I get a scoop with this thing. Adventure out here to Neverland, I guess. This is some soupy stuff I have on my log. I feel like I've lost one. No? Maybe I just don't have as many as I thought I did. What's weird about this stuff is, like, it's solid, like when you put the bucket down flat, but as soon as you wiggle around, it turns to quicksand. So I'm going to be very cautious as I go out here with my logs. This is what we used to use back in the day before we had mats. So it's been a hot minute since I've floated out in a pond on logs before. It's been a hot minute since I've done some dredging. It's kind of, all the work recently I've had has not had anything to do with dredging. And now it does. So I've got to kind of get back in the groove of that as well. Once I get out there to the end, I'm going to set up a time lapse. Kind of watch me. Out here, there's really not a whole lot of dredging. Just get all these tree debris stuff up. Maybe cut a foot or so out, a few inches. Just to get it down clean again. Up, make sure there's no hidden surprises out here I can't see. The main thing he wanted was to get these trees out, because they don't always die when they get covered in water. They will eventually, but it looks like crap. Log to be able to get over there to the bank, set the camera up. So I'm trying to leave it where I can reach that side and make a cut and get as much as I possibly can transferred over in one pass, because as you see, this is very slow going. Having to kind of build me a road as I go. Try to put these trees in one pile, that way my dirt stays a little bit cleaner. Gotta be careful not to splatter myself. I had to raise the windshield up so you can see better. Doing it for the video. But as soon as I wrap myself up in mud one good time, you're going to be looking through a windshield. It's going to work out pretty good. I'm going to be able to lay this pretty much to the bank right there where I can reach it, and then lay it back again. I don't know if said bank is going to hold up to 350, but it'll hold this up. Let me make my way out here to the end. I'll set up the camera and you can watch me work my way back. Slicking all this up, cutting this crud out of here. Well, I've made my way out here. That's about as far as I can go. That's water's pretty deep right there. So I've reached what I can. That gets really soft. Set the time lapse up over here and you can watch me grade my way out of here. Working my way back here now. Kind of pulling my logs up, trimming this mud out. There's not a whole lot right here. More or less getting the trees down. More of the mud's up here. But that got a little squishy out there. So I'm gonna call it quits. I won't going any farther. If it weren't for these logs, I wouldn't be out here either. So taking that edge where I cut yesterday, just slicking it down. This pond's gonna fill up pretty fast, so I think by the time I cut all this stuff off, it's not going to have time to grow back. nasty stuff. It should rot down and do some pretty good topsoil though. There's a lot. Oh boy. Oh, we almost got soaked. There's one of my logs. Clean that back. I just have to lay this stuff up here and let it dry a little bit. I don't know how well that's going to stay up there on that hillside. I'm kind of digging it back towards me. If I can sit up on the bank, not have to get back down in here, it'll be worth it. Venture out to the unknown. I'll put these bigger logs down out here where the mud's definitely deeper at. Got my little ones over here. has mats, and I only got about 2 days worth of dredging here, a day and a half, so I didn't have any mats that were good enough to survive being used. So that's why I'm using logs instead. I don't really have anything else I need mats for. Mats are very expensive now, so I didn't want to have to buy a set of mats or factor it into the job just to use it for a day and a half. So that's why I'm going the log route here. It's a little more primitive, but it works. You don't get the same flotation, but you do get flotation. That's all I'm looking to get. And some of these logs right here. Pile. Now that it just rained, we got a fair amount of water flowing through here. See if I can't keep this kind of separate. Let's see, where are my other logs at? I don't want to bury my logs because I need those to get out. Move those over here. Try to go out at an angle here. That way I can grab that drier dirt with the 350 and use it to kind of build another cofferdam. Because as you can tell, this is some goofy stuff right here. Kind of hold all that back. I'm going to trim this section here out. And then I'm probably going to go down in the pond and make a move back, kind of laying it over just to kind of see exactly what I'm going to have to work with and see how much mud that I'm going to have to deal with here. And that right there is just going to kind of get rounded off. This was stuff from the bank over there that I graded out yesterday. Just going to pile up here and keep it dry. Everything else is going to turn to liquid sand. If I get it to right here, I can reach it with a 350 then. Transfer it back. But that's just too much machine to put down here in this area. I'll do some cowboy stuff, but I know my limits. And dealing with that machine stuck is not what I want to deal with today. Little bucket still then. It is funny just how you progress there. Bigger machines, the 220 used to be a big machine to me, and now it feels like a little mini excavator. But very good machine. Probably the most practical one for everything. I will always have this size machine. It don't take long in that black soupy mud to get a machine muddy. All right, well, I got all that laid back. I'm gonna take the 350 now, take that pile, transfer it back, and grab everything that I can that I've laid up. It's just a whole lot faster to move it with this machine, and then get back in there, make another cut, and lay it up here as I kind of grade the bank back as I go. I'm gonna take this drier dirt that I transferred first thing this morning, scoop it up here, kind of build me a little cofferdam with it, hold this mud back from sliding down the hill. It won't take much, I just need a little bit to hold that bottom edge so that when I pile all that mud up here, it doesn't try to slide down the hill. That's the last thing you want to do, and I've had it happen plenty of times. You pile all that up, you dump one bucket full too much, and it just starts sliding down the hill. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Bucketfuls and extend that out. Just keep piling everything up right there into a big pile. Back in here with the 220 and the grading bucket, make it look all nice. Trim everything out. It's going to be a big pile of mud right here. Way to do this, but no more than I have. I'll track it a little bit. So I just kind of scoop this up and then just lay it right over top of my little berm here. Much of that piles up, I can get on the other side of my berm and throw it back. The main thing is to just get the mud up here on the hill for now. making some little levees here. Show you real quick. Dipped all that out, kind of made a berm right here to hold it. Now I can lay it up here to where I want to pile it up at. Just a process of scooping mud. Down here and dip some more mud out, throw it up here, and just keep repeating the process. Now I'm coming here with the 220 and trim all this out. So I've gone there and laid all this mud up on the bank here now. I'm gonna take the 350 and lay it up here behind my little cofferdam, stack it up here. I'm gonna move this a little bit and then go over there and work on getting all that transferred over, and I'll set up the time lapse and you can watch it happen. Clean up the last of the mud here. I've transferred another row up here, laying it over here in my little dump area. So it's pretty soupy here. Last little bit, it's just easier to clean it up with the 220 versus the 350. It moves the piles quick, but you end up chasing the last little bit around more than it's worth. But it was helpful on getting all this laid up here and over. But the 220 and the smooth bucket for the win on final cleanup. dry for over the winter, bring his dozer over here and just spread this out right into the hillside, and that'll be some good topsoil. Kind of all he's got is this kind of tannish colored sand. Should definitely be able to grow some good grass then. So much mud. Mud and grass. All in all, I think it looks really good though. Compared to what it looked like this morning. Another hour or so should have this wrapped up. Start taking the equipment back over to the other side. Figure out what my next plan of attack is going to do. I'm going to bring the dozer and the compactor down tomorrow, so it is looking pretty good that big hurricane's going. So we're going to get some weather off of that. So I'm not going to work on anything that's going to dam up the pond, but might be able to start cutting the top of the dam down, getting that widened out, and pushing some dirt over the backside, and kind of working on the slope, just getting stuff ready so when I get the dump truck down here and we get a good stretch of weather, rock and roll. Dredging of this cove is done. I've gone non-stop since this morning. Haven't even stopped. Been getting it done. Got a big pile of mud piled up here now. This can dry out and he can do whatever he wants to with it. Let's walk over here and I'll show you what it looks like from the head section up there looking back. And as you can see from here, I definitely cleaned out that cove right there. Got a nice defined edge around here now. Pond's actually going to go farther up, but that's going to be a nice shallow slope there into the pond. And pretty much got all that cleaned up. I don't know, that's pretty much gone as far as I can. Getting all that down, majority of everything else should be underwater when the pond fills up. So let's take the equipment, head back over there and figure out what's going to be the next plan of attack. A lot of groundwater coming in here. Look at it, just oozing out everywhere.